Facebook, ISOC, or Internet Society. I understand they're trying to get a different, no, okay. ISOC is okay? All right, good. Google ICANN and the Internet Governance Forum Support Association. Now, is there any local in here who is willing to give us directions to Mayat's Chill Zone? Okay, this is just a reminder about a networking event after our session today. From 5 o'clock, we invited to an evening at the pier, and that's the Tortola Pier Park. And one of the establishments there is called Mayat's Chill Zone, for some wine and some hors d'oeuvres. So for people like me who have not lined at Mayat's before, if we could get some directions, go down the street, turn here, that sort of thing.
You can't miss it. The hills are right here. Go out here and make a left. You go straight up. You can't miss it. The hills right here.
Yeah. All right, so we understand that we can't miss it, but we also here follow the music and the laughter, and look for this image like on top of a lamppost. It's a red roof building. So we have faith. Okay, so this session is called, it's a workshop on effective IG approaches for the Caribbean. And the objective is sort of what I talked about earlier in various presentations. Actually, workshops are one of the features of the CIGF. We basically use the forum to get your feedback, right? And that's the point of having the forum. Not everyone will want to come up on the microphone and make their intervention, and additional space is made for us to work together in groups to get some ideas out of the forum. And it comes to the plenary, and it is a valuable input to the work of the forum going forward. This is in fact how we derived the information that eventually got into our regional policy framework, for example, and also some of the other documents that we would have developed. So we need your input, and this is one of the sessions where we would seek to get that. We're always seeking to get improvement. So really what we're looking at, and I went through and talked about our current priority areas for internet governance in the Caribbean. And we also talked about maybe enhancing the organization of our forum and our interactions in internet governance around the Caribbean. So basically that's the two questions that will get our attention or for consideration during this workshop period. And what we want to do is probably based on the numbers in the room, we probably could only support 2 or 3 groups now. Maybe we better make it 3 groups. 1, 2, 3. All right, we could probably work on 3 groups, work with 3 groups. And there are 2 questions which we will distribute to you. I'll just simply read them out first because we don't have them on a slide or anything. And the first one relates to the Caribbean priorities. Are the currently identified Caribbean priority areas for internet governance still appropriate? We just issued 3 of the policy framework, and I listed the 6 main areas there. And yesterday in the introductory presentation, I listed certain topics in a different way. It was a little more granular in terms of what was in the initial presentation yesterday. But both of those items of information you will have for use in your group to, kind of refresh your memory and guide your minds. And so are they still appropriate? And you are to consider, one, are any current areas no longer really relevant, no longer really as relevant that we should have them as high priority? And secondly, are there currently excluded areas that should now be included? And think about that in a 3-year time frame between now and 2020. Over the next 3 years, what are some of the, are we good with the priority areas that we already have? Or do we need to introduce or take away anything? The second question is, what recommendations can be made to make the CIGF process and event more effective? And you can consider the way the forum is organized, how it is brought together, the content of the forum, the participation of the forum, the outputs, the outcomes, the successes, and the coordination among national, regional, and international fora. The list is not really exclusive. The list is really just to help you think about different angles to the question. All right, so what we'll try to do is form ourselves into 3 groups. So the people across there could probably form 1 group, the people down the middle here a second one, and the people on this side another group. The people on this side might have to borrow a couple of chairs to come on. I would suggest, but borrow a couple of chairs to come on this side of the table such that you could group yourselves together. The ones down there could probably just swing around and talk, as maybe the ones there as well. We want to take, it's 20 minutes to 4. 20 minutes to 4, 20 minutes to 5, past 4. Yeah, we'll let's consider this for about 50 minutes, 50, and up till 4:30. And between 4:30 and 5, we could start to get some thoughts back from you all. So one of the things we would ask you to do is basically record the persons in your group. Appoint a spokesperson, and give us your suggestions in writing, which could be printed prose or written prose or a PowerPoint something, right? Yes, we'll distribute the various documents.